Elden Ring is the biggest ever open world Souls-like game. A game so insane that people even refuse to believe that it exists.
I was one of those lunatic conspiracy theorists that didn't think Elden Ring was real and was never gonna release.
On this game's release, the internet was like this. Tens and hundreds across the board. Masterpiece was what people called it, except Sly Guy from Metacritic. This game was and is the shit. 165 plus boss fights, 309 unique weapons to play with, 117 ashes of war to spam R2 with, 69 shields, nice, 115 talismans, and your unique playstyle. And when I tell you that there is only one correct way to play this game, that is this, while you are like this, I'm not fucking around. I was a Souls-like virgin 2 months ago, and when I started playing Elden Ring, it was a total nightmare for me to understand where to go, who to fight, why is he calling me maidenless, and why is there a level 100 boss in front of me right out the gate. Focus. I knew nothing, and then I decided it's time to know everything. Because when a game have more concurrent players today than peak concurrent players ever on its super hit ancestor, the game cannot be a brick wall. It has to offer something for every single player out there, and it does. I started with a great sword, spam R2 and watched the bosses melt build. And as I grinded through the game, I got bored of it because of how slow and sluggish it is. Even at level 240 plus, it's slow. And then instead of limiting myself and suffering with that slow ass sword, I decided to use everything that the game has to offer. And that is when I found the brain rot me better you suck get good community, which I believe is the worst active agent currently still that is keeping the players from enjoying the game at its max potential. Now let me first explain what get good means, according to me at least. Suppose you're all jolly and happy going into a boss fight, and the next thing that you know, you've been stuck on the same boss fight for 15 hours straight. Your neighbors have declared you dead after that gunshot they heard on your last defeat, and your voice is now dead, like your dreams, because of that. So after giving up your pride and ego, you finally started to look for the correct way of defeating that boss, that son of a bitch. And since Souls games are extremely hard, all of them, you assumed that Souls community was gonna be really helpful. Guess what, fucker? They're not. Souls community only believe in suffering and torture bestowed upon them. The more unfair the game is, the better. And instead of telling you to take a different route, you know what they tell you mostly? Get good. Get good. Get good means that if you're stuck on a brick wall, you keep hitting it till either you break or the wall does. And guess what? When you break, you're also not allowed to go around the wall and bring back a hammer to defeat that fucking wall. No, you are supposed to bash your head against the wall till it breaks. Because perhaps there is also only one correct way of destroying the wall. Not yours. Yours is stupid and weak and pathetic. And the sad thing is that the Souls community tell you that, oh, if you're using the hammer to destroy the wall, you're not enjoying the process. This specific subsection of the Souls community is so ass that now I'll have to explain to you what having fun means. Let me read the definition. Activity of a person that gives you pleasure and enjoyment. Now understand that destroying Millennia 1,000,000 times, solo by the way, while hitting her every 15 business days seems like fun. But according to me, it's more of an ego booster for you get good assholes. Because I don't know how you like to play or how you really play at your home, but I'm assuming that the people like you are more likely to destroy Millennia via this build. Offline, of course, because of your pride, but you still love to brag about that one time when you defeated that extremely hard boss first try, barehanded, butt naked, while stroking your shit to Marika Hen. I don't know. But yeah, you love to brag about it on a post that is seeking help. People are literally seeking help and you're bragging about that one shot that you did on a boss. You stupid, you know, and I know it as well, that it is extremely sad in Souls community to get lucky on an extremely hard boss and defeating them first try, like Jeff did on Mesmer.
I felt like I didn't learn anything right there. I can't imagine what summoning feels like. You don't learn shit when you do that. What?
I totally agree with that. I think getting good so that unnecessary difficulty spikes, which there are a lot of in Elden Ring, still don't hurt you is something that you should be focusing on and is the greatest growth metric in Souls games. But part of getting good also includes understanding the million ways the game provides you so that the game becomes more enjoyable and less punishing. I was fighting Mesmer the other day and realized that defeating Mesmer with my dual Reduvia Mark Fuck Bleed build was much easier than using a mimic. It was, because believe it or not, learning boss patterns is much easier than surviving random target switches that boss makes while fighting multiple enemies. So you practically get stuck or get hit by combos that were not even meant for you. But even after realizing that, why would I keep on using the mimic? Why would I make myself suffer even more, at least according to the Souls community? Well, because I fucking can. You know, dealing 1,000,000 damage per second to a boss comes with its own satisfactions. Oh, so you burn the lands between and hold the abyssal serpent up your ass, and oh, you wish death upon me, don't you? Guess what, motherfucker? Take this art too. I like disrespecting the lore of bosses, except Radahn. I like melting the bosses to literal sludge. I also like it when the fancy attack of mine also deals damage that can be considered somewhat fancy. I like it when that happens. You're telling me you have literal fucking dual katanas in your hands and you're dealing this much damage and you call that fun, you literal unloved child? No offense to Let Me Solo. I really like that dude. He's pretty chill. And the most fun part about all of this is that the game allows you to do so. Just because you suffered does not mean I also have to do the same. No, I won't. I won't do it. With that said, I also don't believe in bashing the game for its difficulty. See, every Souls-like game, including Elden Ring, is supposed to mash you to pulp. It's inherent. It's supposed to do that. But Elden Ring, the game itself, also does not believe in the concept of getting good. For example, in Elden Ring DLC, by default, in the beginning at least, you're supposed to deal less damage compared to the base game and take more damage again compared to the base game in the beginning itself. That's it. Doesn't matter how tanky you are. Doesn't matter what level you are. But somehow, even after providing erdtree fragments that are literal superpower potions of some sort, baboon brains still blame the studio for making the game too hard. The DLC too hard. It's too hard. I'm shitting my pants. Please help me, Azaki. Why, you may ask? Because these get good rats that are telling new players to endure and overcome were found dying to a fucking NPC enemy. One shot in the beginning area in DLC. Their egos bit dust and nothing more. Elden Ring DLC is known for its dense design. I mean, we literally have graces sometimes next to each other, and most of the graces have erdtree fragments lying very close to them in that area. But we won't pick them up. Yeah, because of our ego. We are assholes. We don't want to level up. We want to defeat the game in first 15 minutes of its release because we are streamers and our 20 viewers will get angry if we fail to do so. We are not here to enjoy the game. We are just here to finish it somehow and post that first video on our channel on how I defeated this one boss with my left nut. Or second, we want to brag about defeating the hardest boss in the game without buffs, butt naked, because that's our entire personality and we are addicted to using it again and again. But what happens when a drunk moron runs into a brick wall? Well, according to logic, the Souls logic, the wall gets blamed. Of course. Why won't it be? Not because we are drunk. No, it's because the wall is rigid, which it's supposed to be and always have been, and we refuse to walk around the wall as well and come back with a hammer. No, we won't do that. Elden Ring is not a testosterone test. It's not. If the game is too hard, it's probably because you are making it so. No girl in this world cares about how you defeated Margit. Matter of fact, from my personal experience, majority of the girls don't care at all. They don't. So you're not getting any dopamine from that department. You're not. I understand that there are unfair hitboxes in DLC, for example, on Commander Gaius and on Mesmer's second phase. But that also is not the part of difficulty. Everyone deserves a fix for that stupid ass thing. But imposing difficulty upon yourself on a perfectly polished boss is also something that needs to be put down immediately. As it's very sad to see people still harassing other players because other players are using more diverse and interesting builds than them. They're just sad on why is the world not suffering. If you want to blast the boss one shot with magic build, do so because the game allows you. If you want to blast R2 on bosses and nothing else, do it because the game allows you. If you want to fight the boss with nothing but them hands, do it without hesitation. But do not tell other players to do the same and suffer like you. Not everyone is unemployed and have been playing the Elden Ring game for 8 hours straight on a Thursday afternoon. Correction, suffering in Elden Ring for 8 hours straight on a Thursday afternoon. The basic conclusion is that the Get Good community needs to get good themselves. Simple. Bye.